back to Utopia. We believe that knowledge is power. My name's Sue Robertson. I am here to empower you through knowledge and motivation, and I'm not a professor. Let's get to learning. And in today's video, we are learning about the Capricorn female. Really quick, if you haven't seen my video on the Capricorn male, definitely check that out. They absolutely complement each other. Also, you should know that if you're looking to make a Capricorn female fall in love with you, and I know that a lot of you watch my videos sort of to get the information to, get a romantic partner. If you're looking to make a Capricorn female fall in love with you, you will be excited to hear that video is coming within a week. So definitely subscribe for that. With that being said, let's just get into it. And the stereotype for the Capricorn female is the working girl. She's a grounded, practical, hard worker. She knows it has to get done and she does it. She's also a really, really good leader, super independent, just like the Capricorn male. She can work alone, she can work in groups, but if she works in groups, she both prefers to lead and she definitely should lead because she always has a level head. She's just also so naturally self-reliant and, like I said, independent, and that is also why my video on how to make a girl fall in love with you is so important because, Capricorns, they don't fall easily. They know that they are fine either way. So it takes a special person and someone who pays attention to the details and does, follows the steps to be able to get her. And Capricorn females really interest and fascinate me because they're not just like Geminis and Libras, for example, are very particular about their house. They love their house, it means a lot to them. Virgo females are really working and they love having a practical house. A Capricorn female, although she takes a lot of pride in her work, is also equally interested in her house, and she's a person who doesn't just settle down and everything. So she loves having projects going on both at work and at home. She's like a DIY queen. And there might be more than one project going on at the time. At the time, she loves bouncing things, doing a little bit here, a little bit there, but she always has a mission. She gets everything done to the T. As with the Capricorn male, Capricorn females are also both really self-improvement junkies. They always want to be better than they were yesterday and love all of those audiobooks and stuff that I recommend. But they are also in general just so they don't just love knowledge for gaining the upper hand. They love knowledge for the sake of knowledge. They're always seeking out new knowledge. Not necessarily in a way with the Sagittarius where they're trying to soak up different cultures and stuff, but just in general, just learning and watching documentaries, reading books, knowing about history, and just both stuff that are useful and not useful, because that is also part of self-improvement, expanding your mind and gaining that mean knowledge, you're intelligent. And they are research-based people. They're small detectives. They absolutely don't want to go into a situation without having the facts. And a few of the other signs, especially with earth signs, I'm about to sneeze, I didn't sneeze, kept it in. A lot of signs, they might appear cold when you first meet them. So she might absolutely seem cold at first, but having a more analytical personality, being more gathering information, assessing a situation, it is natural that a person might seem cold, not necessarily feeling, but it's just they are one of those types of people who are more pulled back and assessing things before they dive into something. They don't come in heart first or even dive in head first. They're just always trying to do what is the best and gaining what you want out of a situation and knowing what's up. And she's also super resourceful. Like I mentioned, she does absolutely get things done. That's because she has a lot of strings to play on. This also ties into, obviously, when you place your time and your resources and your energy on learning things and on developing sort of in an introverted way, you have a lot to gain on that. That is different from when you're spending a lot of time socializing or trying to get on the trends. So yes, you do develop a resourcefulness. It's the same as you see with other more introverted signs like the Cancer. And just as the Cancer, they do have a little bit in common. She is very sensitive at heart. It's not necessarily that the Capricorn isn't feeling, it's just that she has walls. But honestly, she can be almost a little brooding, a little emo inside of her, which is very interesting. And there are parts of Capricorn that you only see once you actually get close to them. They do keep their cards close. She's also, interestingly enough, really stubborn, which probably comes down to her also being more leading type. She doesn't necessarily like to compromise. If she believes that she's right, that is what she believes, and you have to come with a very good deal for her to consider doing anything else than what she thinks is right. And she is super organized. She does usually have her facts straight just because she does really keep things organized and spend a lot of mental energy making sure that, she is right and things are right. And that is why she can also balance so many projects at the same time. You might walk into the bathroom and think that, oh, this is chaos, but she knows like, oh my God, no, we're putting this thing there. We're getting the floor done here. Just this, let's get this because of that. There's always a logic to everything. And it's not that she can't have fun. It's just that she likes to plan it. And as a Virgo, I can totally relate to that. I love a good rager, but I don't necessarily just jump into it on the weekend, because if Saturday rolls around and no one has asked me like, hey, do you want to party on Saturday? I totally have like a whole itinerary. I'm like, I can't. I'm actually going to the hardware store and then I'm painting my walls and then I'm writing a script, And these are all things that are movable totally, but it's just as an earth sign or as a planner in general, you just have a sense of, oh, but it is in the calendar. Like, when would I even put that? Wednesday, 2 weeks from now? And there's also a sense of sometimes people like a Capricorn, like a Virgo, actually enjoy fun more when they know that they have put it in the calendar, they have that time. It's not like, oh, I'm actually supposed to be here or I have this big project. It's just, you know what, right now I'm going to relax and I can drink and sign if I got a little hungover tomorrow. So definitely if you're hanging out with a Capricorn, just know that that's who they are and try to factor that in, because that will just make it more enjoyable for them and it's a nice thing to do. Capricorns are fun also, but they do have a sense of humor that I personally appreciate that not necessarily everyone or every sign does, which is very sarcastic, dry sense of humor. Capricorns do have a sense of humor and they do absolutely love laughing, but they themselves, their way of presenting humor, it's dry and sarcastic. And I know that to a lot of people that might seem a little boring or mean-spirited. Sarcasm is sort of an organized, fun way of being a little mean or roasting people. But if you do like that kind of humor, if you get used to it, you'll see that the Capricorn, she can absolutely lay back and have fun. It's just that's her way of having fun, and she actually does have a great sense of humor. You'll also see as we get close to Capricorn that she is actually sort of a secret weirdo. She has a lot of interests that maybe others doesn't, and she's absolutely she's into culture and she's into art. She does listen to music. It might seem like she's all business all of the time, but indeed she does absolutely have hobbies that aren't productive or anything, which is she can enjoy a good movie. Like I said, she absolutely enjoys a good laugh, and she might be a little emo or eccentric and stuff on the inside, and she has a lot of hobbies and interests that she doesn't necessarily share with people, because why would she know? She is closed off. But once you get to know her, you'll be like, oh, you're actually a little interesting in a different type of way. Just interesting, oh, that's a little weird, that's cool. Just as she likes planning and feels more comfortable in planning her fun, she also feels maybe a little more comfortable actually planning the party as well. She's a person who absolutely loves staying in for the night, but when she's partying, when she's letting her hair down, she absolutely loves entertaining. She's really good at it. Like I said, with a planner, she's not going to forget that one of you are gluten-free. She's going to remember all of those things and be a good host, and you'll have a great time and she'll feel a lot more comfortable. And she does take pride in her home and she's willing to welcome people into it. And it is something with, honestly, when she has more control, she can relax better. And she does have the sense of being social and going out to network, and in a very calculated way, knowing who to talk to, how long to talk to them for, what to talk about, doing her research ahead of time. Capricorns are introverted, but they can absolutely be outgoing, and especially when it's in their favor, and she can be quite charming and good at making the right people like her. She might also be, like with the other earth signs, a bit habitual, I wake up at this time, I go to bed at this time, I have these types of meals, and she might need someone to sort of get her out of her rut sometimes, because it's good to grow comfortable. She might grow a little too comfortable, and that's that also with not being spontaneous and stuff. Obviously, that is fine, but sometimes you have to be spontaneous and you can gain something on it. That is something I've had to learn myself as a Virgo, to be more spontaneous. I pushed myself, I pushed and pushed and pushed myself, and now I'm more yeah, let's go out. Unless I have a big project that I'm staying in. She might also be a bit territorial. Like you said, she does have a very sensitive heart. She does love very strongly, as does the Capricorn male. And so, she may be a little more like guarded and more like looking out for her people and her spaces, whether it's her department or her family or whatever. She is a territorial person, and yeah, she is a territorial person. To sum up, calculating, ambitious, perfectionist, researcher, independent, curious, organized, relentless, and nostalgic.